The film begins with a Spanish explorer walking in the desert with a small child. It shows that their water has run out, so they try in every way to stay alive amidst the intense desert heat. Suddenly, the man notices a red circle in the sand, so he understands that they are close to reaching the place they want. He takes out a bottle he was carrying with a rolled up paper inside. It turns out that this paper is the map that will lead them to their destination. The man tries to break the bottle on the sand, but it's no use. At that moment, the child tries to help him by digging in the sand, hoping to find a rock to break the bottle with. Unfortunately, he doesn't find any rock in the sand. The man then feels sad and tells himself that it can't end like this, because what is happening means they will die in the middle of the desert. And at this moment we find out that this whole scene is part of a novel being written by someone named Om. Om is a very famous writer, and his novels achieve incredible profits. Currently, he is working late at night on the ending of his new novel, which is the third part of his very well-known series of novels. While Om is sitting, he notices something like a woman standing in the dark near the stairs, so he quickly turns his flashlight towards that spot but finds nothing. As soon as he lowers the flashlight, the ghost of the woman appears behind him, startling Om, and he quickly gets up from his place. After a while, he searches through a box full of his deceased parents' belongings, and at that moment he finds inside the box a gun and a card from a hotel in Ireland. Here, Om decides to travel to Ireland and stay at that hotel. As soon as he arrives there, he meets the concierge named Jill, and Jill welcomes Om but in a cold manner, not giving him any attention. Inside the hotel, the owner named Cobb is telling two small children an old story about a witch who used to live in the forest near the hotel. And the legend says that this witch used to hunt lost people in the forest, using black magic to trap them in a snare she set and then drag them to the underworld. But Cobb suddenly stops talking when he notices Om entering the hotel, and then Om asks him if those children are his relatives. And when Cobb tells him that they are the children of guests staying at the hotel, Om asks the children to leave and not to talk to strangers again. Then Om begins the check-in procedures at the hotel. Here, the receptionist named Mal recognizes Om as soon as he sees him. He is very happy and excited. He asks Om if he can sign one of his books for his son, but Om rudely refuses his request. Then Om goes with the waitress Fiona to show him his room. At the time, Om asks about the location of the big tree and tells her that he remembers this place from old pictures of his mother. Fiona then describes to him the correct path to the tree inside the forest. After Om puts his things in the room, he goes to look for that huge tree. As soon as he gets there, he scatters the ashes of his father and mother on the ground. He places the boxes with their names written on them inside a small hollow in the tree. And while he is returning through the forest, he meets a strange local man named Jerry. At that moment, Jerry offers Om some of the drink he is having and tells him that he makes this drink himself. Om drinks the beverage and thanks Jerry, then continues on his way. At night, Om sits in the hotel bar and tells Fiona about his idea for the end of the novel. He tells her that the explorer, after losing hope of opening the bottle with the map, decided to wander aimlessly in the desert. And the result is that he and those with him die. At that time, Fiona sees that this ending is too bleak and depressing. So Om explains to her why it was important for him to come to this particular hotel. He tells her that his father and mother stayed at this hotel during their honeymoon at the beginning of their marriage. And when Fiona asks him about what happened to them, Om admits that his mother was killed by a reckless teenager when she was coming back from work, and because he was young, he didn't receive the appropriate punishment for his crime. Om says that after this incident, his father died due to alcohol addiction. Then Om asks about the honeymoon suite, which is reserved for any newlyweds staying at the hotel.
Fiona tells him that the hotel owner Kobe refuses to let anyone enter it because he believes there is a witch trapped inside and
it appears to anyone who enters and shows them a book about a legend specific to their city. According to this story, if the witch ever chases someone, the only way for the person to stay safe is to draw a circle and stay inside it. Here, the hotel worker named Albi confirms that he has seen the witch himself before. Andy says that his curiosity got the better of him and made him search for the witch until she suddenly appeared in front of him in the dark and he was terrified by her appearance. But doesn't believe that and considers it just nonsense. At that moment, Jill calls Fiona to go get things from the storage. Albi takes the opportunity to talk to and tells him that he is a big fan of his novels. However, belittles him and mocks him and his appearance. And when he talks too much with him, he burns his hand with a hot spoon. Albi is surprised by arrogant and conceited manner and he leaves upset. At the end of the night, Fiona cleans the bar before closing it. And suddenly she discovers that forgot his mother's picture and his recorder, so she takes them and goes up to his room to give them to him, but she gets worried when she knocks and doesn't respond. She asks Albi to open the door with the spare key he has. As soon as they open the room, they discover something terrifying. Is hanging from the ceiling trying to end his life. While he is between life and death, he sees hallucinations and strange things about himself. He is walking inside an abandoned and empty version of the hotel. He also sees his mother appearing to him in the dark. And after a few weeks, wakes up and finds himself in the hospital. After he recovers, he returns to the hotel, which is currently closed because the tourist season is over, so he has to pack his things and leave. At that moment, Mal tells him that Fiona was the one who saved his life.